Hey guys, it's Tom. I think. Anyway, I got a little knife here that I picked up real cheap, and I was like, yeah. Sometimes you buy cheap stuff and it just blows you away. It's something like bad booze. Sometimes you get cheap booze, it blows you away. But anyway, so I ordered this knife in, and it was like, it was $14.95 of free shipping. This is the knife. Let me get around to showing it to you. Now, first, let's just start with the sheath. The sheath, it was just a plain piece of nylon crap, and I'll show it to you. What I did is I cut the belt loop off, and this now slides into another sheath, and I have a piggyback rig with this. Works great. So what this is this is Defender Extreme. This is Blurry Extreme. But this is the Defender Extreme knife. They make 3 different styles of it, and they make a drop point with a little serrations. They make this one, and then they make I think it's just a plain tanto instead of this Warncliffe tanto, I guess is what they call it. Let's start from the back here. Now back here you got a double lanyard hole, which is really nice. It's full tang, as you can see, full tang all the way through. Matter of fact, the guard is part of the knife steel. Believe it or not, G10 scales, and they are Allen screwed on, only one side. The knife weighs, I think it's 4.5 ounces. Now, like I said, the guard here is an integral part of the steel that made the knife. So it's there permanently. You can always take it off if you want to, but I think I'd like it there. Now these little ribbings here, they're not serrations, they're not teeth, they're not sharp whatsoever, but they would make nice notchers. You know, if you can. That's the only thing I could figure they're there for, or maybe to take weight off. This is a 440 HC, so it's a high carbon. It does have a very tiny little choil there. I always say a knife this size, there's no sense in it, because now I'm choked up, and I didn't get past the guard, you know. So if they would have ran the knife blade the rest of the way, it would have been choked up, and it wouldn't have been a problem. But then it comes down, and it's got this really nice little drop here to a swedge, and then that swedge, it drops down to the tip, which is, I guess, what they call a Warncliffe, with the American Tanto degree and knife. Altogether, it's a 4.5-inch cutting surface. Now, for a $14 knife, man, I'm telling you, this thing sharpens up like a razor. Now, I can't say it holds an edge forever, because it doesn't hold one forever, but for 14 bucks, man, it keeps a decent edge. I'm just not used to using it. You know, it makes these tiny little curls. That's the blade geometry on it is phenomenal. And look at them little curls. That's got to be the geometry of a blade has got to be good, and it's got to be sharp to make something that fine. But like I said, it is a 440 HC. Now, to throw in your boot, to throw in a pack, I wouldn't be afraid to, honestly, because this is a little bit over an 1/8 inch thick. I would not be honestly afraid of taking this knife out and batoning with it, or using it as a main knife or whatever. And if the clip point that they had actually didn't have the serrations, I would have bought that over this, because I don't like serrations. But once I got it in, now this is not slippery in your hand. Causes no hot spots. If you take a knife and squeeze it as hard as you can, you'll feel where your hand's going to get hot. No hot spots. Beautiful little guard that you can actually choke up over, you know, if you wanted to. It's not really in my way. I could choke up, you know. Side grip, the knife is not heavy enough, but this little choil down here gives you a finger grab on your side grip cuts. Great little knife. I mean, for 14 bucks, like I said, you could throw it in your pack, throw it on your in your truck, in your fishing box. But it does cut, by George. By George, it cuts. Here's some, here's some bank line. This is size 18, I believe. Do two size 18s. It'll make it a 36. If I can hang on to it with these stupid hands. Not really that much of a problem. This is out of the box sharp. I didn't sharpen this or anything. I was just playing with it. So yeah, this is the Defender. Let me see what it says here. Defender Extreme. TAC Team. Defense and Security. Made in the U.S. Crafted in China. It's made of 3CR17 steel. I didn't even see that on there before. My eyes are going bad. So it's made of 3CR17 steel, which is not the best. It says 440, but I think 3 is like J or 420, I think. But it's crafted in China, so it is a Chinese knife. So, yeah, I don't particularly care for $4 if I can get performance out of a knife. Did you say junk around on a weekend camp, or put it in my fishing box, or my work truck, or my backpack as a spare, and get this kind of performance, because it's a comfortable little knife. It really is, even on a reverse. You'd think that guard would cut into you, but it really doesn't. There's no sharp edges. This knife is made extremely well for 14 bucks. And I have seen them for 12 some places. And if you go on like eBay every now and then, if you look at a knife and you show interest, they'll come back and they'll send you an offer. You know what I mean? And I've done this with a gentleman where the knife was, I think that other one I was looking at was $15.99. I figured I'd be an idiot, and I said, okay, $8. He took me up on the offer. I wrote him back. I said, no, sir, I cannot pay you just $8 and blah, 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 blah. I didn't wind up taking the knife because I felt bad to be like taking them, But, I could have got it for $8. And for you guys who use knives out there, I would say it's every bit as dependable and a good quality as, say, a quality M-Tech. For $14. You get G10 handles. You get 420 steel, which is what Buck uses. You get a full tang knife. That's great. You can, give it going for your kid, throw on his belt like a first knife. If he breaks it, it's 14 bucks. But he won't break it, and I guarantee you that. Great knife. So yeah, it's the Defender Extreme. Well, find yourself one. You won't go wrong with them. Trust me. So this is Tom. I want to thank you for your time and your patience. If you like the video, hit the like button. Don't forget to share it out. As our brother Ray, who just passed away, I would say, oh, hail the algorithm. Ray, this one's just for you. Without knives, life would be dull and pointless. We'll see you guys on the next one.